Get to college athletics, got a story to tell. Coach Wilson on the mic, making dreams swell. From 7 miles in the D to athletes worldwide, talking journey, struggles, hustle, and pride. Get to college athletics, yeah, you be making it known. Every journey, every climb, they're never alone. Coach Wilson in the chair, straight from Detroit streets, bringing that 7-mile fire, no defeat. He's got athletes talking about the...
Greetings, everyone. We are here for episode number 2. Thanks for tuning in again. We are here with,
Jaden, Polovina.
hey, Jaden, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Cannot complain. So let's just get right into it. What is your sport?
I play volleyball.
Okay, you play volleyball, and where you from?
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay. And so where are you currently playing right now?
Right now, I'm in La Crosse, Wisconsin, at Viterbo University.
Okay. And is that what division or NAIA? What is that?
It's in AIA.
Oh, okay. That's good. And so if I'm correct here, you entered the transfer portal this off season, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where were you before that?
I was playing at McPherson College in McPherson, Kansas.
Okay. All right. So you played one season at the first university, correct?
I played 2 seasons there.
Oh, 2 seasons? Okay.
So a year and a half, and then decided to transfer.
And did you have the same coach for those 2 seasons or different coaches?
Same coach.
Same coach. Okay. All right. So before we get into the recruiting process of those 2 schools that you're playing at, I want to talk about your background a little bit. From where are you originally from?
I am originally, I was born in Arlington, Texas, but I was born and raised in Fort Worth, Texas my whole life.
Okay. So you're used to the good weather as well.
Yeah, it's good most of the time.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about did you play any other sports growing up, or were you just strictly volleyball?
Yeah, I played a lot of sports. My parents just threw me into every sport you could think of until one caught on. I played soccer, softball, dance. I did track, cross country, powerlifting.
Oh, wow.
And volleyball's the one I stuck with.
Okay. So when you were experimenting with all the sports, were you just finding one that you were really good at, or were you trying to find one that you actually fell in love with?
Both my parents were both athletes, and they really wanted my brother to be an athlete, but he didn't really catch on to that. They just wanted to have one child who was an athlete. So they just kind of threw me into every sport until I found one that I clicked with or just liked or was good at. I don't know, something I just felt passionate about, and volleyball was the one that I wanted to continue with.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, but when did you realize that you could play at the next level? Was it middle school? Was it high school? When did you say, hey, I might can get a career in out of this?
In 8th grade, I had played volleyball for the YMCA and just for fun, and that's when I was in my era of just trying out different sports. But then when I got to 8th grade, we had a ball control competition, and I beat out everyone. And then some club coaches came to me and said, hey, you should try club. So I went, tried out for the club, made the first team, and I was like, okay, I'm not bad at this. I want to continue. And when I got to my sophomore year of high school, that's when I really said, okay, I want to go to college for this.
Oh, wow. So what makes, because you're a setter, correct?
Yes.
So what makes a really good setter?
Definitely communication with your team. You are the quarterback of the team. You are running the team. Being super analytical, looking at the other side, which blockers are up, what defense they're running, and telling your hitters where to go and making sure that they listen to you on that. Also, defense is very important for a setter. But it's mostly a mental part. There's been arguments about the hardest position in volleyball. Physically, I'd say it's the middle. Mentally, I would say it's a setter because there's so much analyzing and thinking going on in that role.
Right. Yeah. This sounds like a lot, especially if it's the quarterback of the court. That's for sure. So you said you went to McPherson first, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I would like to discuss kind of both of those recruiting processes, starting with McPherson. So when you were in high school, when did the recruiting heat up for you?
So usually it's, I think, June 5th going into your junior or senior year where colleges are able to reach out to you. So I think I started putting out a lot of content on social media starting my sophomore year, and it really heats up around the junior, senior years of high school.
Okay. And so when did McPherson come and show a lot of interest? When did they start?
So when I got into the recruiting process, I originally committed to Midwestern State University,
Okay.
but then they had a injury on the team and had to recruit for the year ahead of me in order to fill that position. So McPherson had always kind of been looking at me, and they saw I was free, and they saw me at the Lone Star tournament and reached out, and then I visited, liked it, and then I went and attended there.
Right. So how many, because you bring up a good point there. So how many setters are usually on a team?
I would say 3 to 4, at the
Okay.
least 2, but you're always going to need a backup just in case, especially if they're wanting to run a 6-2.
Okay. All right. So there was an injury there and you decommitted and then you committed to McPherson.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So they recruiting you from the start, or did they just notice that you were available and just jumped on you then?
I can't quite recall, but I think it's that they noticed I was available because I, again, had to go back into the recruiting process.
Okay. And what year, I'm sorry, I should ask this at the beginning. What year did you graduate high school?
2023.
Okay, 2023. Okay. So you did McPherson for 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Any highlights specifically there, why you've played there for 2 seasons?
We were a good team. Our first year, we were okay. But our second year, this past season, we had made it to the NAIA national tournament, and we just happened to have a really good year that year. We were second in our conference. And we finally beat our rivals at the national championship, which is really cool.
Oh, when you say finally, it's been a couple years since you beat your rival, or what?
So our rivals in the conference was Oklahoma Wesleyan, and we had played them twice during our season, and they beat us both times, and they had also beaten us the previous year. And every single time, it had been so close. I mean, the second to last time we played them, the game ended on a touch call, which there wasn't a touch. There was not a touch, but it ended on a bad call, so we finally just got to, celebrate that win.
Oh, so it was a little controversy. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. A little
Okay.
bit.
All right. So, if you don't want to go into great detail, I completely understand, but was it more academically or athletically that you decide to transfer?
It was a good mix of both. I wasn't feeling challenged enough in my classes at McPherson. And then the volleyball aspect of McPherson was just fine. I felt like I was, at a level that matched me. It had very much to do with the academics and the mental health part. I wasn't too happy being at McPherson because of the fact that it's just wasn't a good fit for me.
Okay.
It is in the country. And our main thing to do there was go to Walmart. So there wasn't much to do or explore. There wasn't much to eat, to go out and do. And then the academics, I wasn't feeling pushed. And I saw that at the Turbo, they had a great business program, and then their volleyball program was also very top tier.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, you got to do it the best, what's best for you. Totally understand. So, okay, let's fast forward. You jump in the portal. How long were you in the portal?
I was in the portal for about like maybe a week, a little over. Recruiting went by a lot faster because I had already established that I can play at the college level, and colleges do like to pick up transfers because they already have that college experience. So I got picked up pretty fast.
Right. That the portal can definitely be helpful, especially a lot of times, if coaches don't win, let's just be honest, they usually get fired, right? So a lot of the coaches want to go with the athletes that are established, and that are ready to play and that have college film. So I definitely understand that. So did you take any visits while you were in the portal, or did you just kind of, do some online recruiting?
Just online. I had a couple of phone calls with coaches. I wasn't able to like go anywhere physically because it was such a short time span, and I was wanting to go back to school for the spring season. So just phone calls.
Okay, just phone calls. Okay. And why did you decide to pick, and I'm sorry, say the university again that you picked?
Viterbo University.
Okay. And why did you decide on that university?
Their volleyball program has gone to the NAIA, the national championship, 12 times in the past year, and they made it to the Final Four, 6 years of those. And they're just a really good program consistently, a lot of good players, and again, their academics are really good. So I just wanted to level up intellectually and athletically.
Okay. Yeah, and I know you didn't get a chance to visit, like you said. Did you have a chance to speak to some of the teammates? Have you been in touch with them yet?
So when I first got here, it was my first time ever seeing the place, and I had not talked to any of the teammates before, but I did get to talk to coach. So I'm at Viterbo University right now. I just finished up my first week of classes last week, and I still haven't met all the girls, so I'm still
Oh,
going
okay.
through that
Right.
introduction process with the team.
Right. And the reason why I ask is I'm sure you know this chemistry is very important, right? So
Hmm.
I think that I'm sure you're excited to see who you're going to be going to battle with.
Yes.
So before we get ready to close it out and move on to our last topic, I just like to give people the opportunity because like you have the transfer portal now, so it's a lot tougher for high school athletes to get recruited like it
Hmm.
used to be. So can you give either a volleyball player or a setter some advice that may be listening to this podcast?
Some advice I definitely give is to put yourself out there and build a reputation for yourself and a brand around yourself. What really helps, I see the athletes that get picked up the most are the ones that promote themselves the most. I can take, for example, Reese Bates. She's a setter. She posts a lot online. Recently went into the transfer portal, found another college right away, just like me. You just got to be active, follow people, because you never know, those people who you follow might know someone else who follows someone else. And it's just all this interconnected web. Um, Put yourself out there positively.
Right. So basically leveraging social media in a
Yeah.
positive way. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So thank you for that feedback. Now, our final topic, you sent me over a news article um, that I did review, and basically I'm gonna let you discuss it, but that you were born with 9 fingers. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell us how that has been a challenge, or just how's that been working out for you?
So I came out of the womb with 9 fingers. I had two of the fingers on my left hand got fused together in the womb, and then my two index fingers are bent, and my thumbs don't have any joint, and my wrists don't have any mobility. So I have a lot working against me, especially when it comes to the setting position. But I got a surgery when I was around 4 years old, so I was able to bend my finger. Um, and then throughout my life, I've never really noticed it as a challenge because I've never known any other way of living. I've always had 9 fingers. It'd be different if I lost one of them and had to live without it, but it's never really been a challenge for me. When it comes to volleyball, when setting was, when the doubling rule was still in effect, I had some trouble with that when I
Mhm.
first started getting into setting, um, because my fingers are all bent and they'll get in the way sometimes. Um, Something that one of my club coaches brought up one time is that he noticed that when I set on my right hand with 5 fingers, I drop my pinky. So I really set with 8 fingers total just to even it out. But I just did that subconsciously, and it was my body's way of like conforming to my fingers.
So did you have any special training to set because of that, or was it just something that your body adapted to get the job done?
My body just adapted, and I was just able to do it. And I might set differently than some people, but that's what works for me. And even other people with 10 fingers set differently, and everyone has their own way.
Okay. Well, how about growing up? Was because I know obviously some kids can be mean about things like that. Did you have that problem growing up or not really?
I did, but I was a stupid little kid, so I just thought they were trying to be my friend. But I was called like alien fingers, and because I have like this one big fused finger on my left hand, a lot of people thought that I was flipping them off, and kids in elementary school would yell at me and tell the teacher like she's flipping me off, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything, like I'm just sitting here. But yeah, it was commented on a lot growing up, but I never really cared. I was never insecure about it. I didn't see a reason to be insecure about it. I just ignored it, and I just thought they were trying to be friends with me.
Right. So did when you were going through the recruiting process, did coaches ask you about that, or they just looked at you on film and saw what you could do and never even questioned you?
No, not. I don't think I can remember a coach questioning me about it ever. They just looked at my film, said she can set, cool, we'll talk to her.
Right. No, I mean, I think I just thought that was remarkable. I mean, obviously myself, the only time I play volleyball is once a year at the family picnic. So I don't know too much about setting, but I would imagine that would have some hurdles. So I
Hmm.
think it's great that you persevered through that situation.
Hmm.
So, okay, well, thank you for sharing that story. And I know we kind of really gave some advice to volleyball specifically, but we just want to give you the last word. If you anything else that through the recruiting process or just anything that you want to share, volleyball players going through adversity, anything that you think that you wish somebody told you a couple years ago.
I'm a big believer in anything is possible, because I've seen a lot of things that you wouldn't think happen. So, I mean, if you don't think that you can go and play at the college level, like I promise you, you can. You just got to do something about it and put action towards that idea.
And just like that, episode 2 in the books. Thanks again for listening. Hope you enjoyed the episode. And I just want to thank JP once again for coming on and sharing her story in episode number 2. That was great, and we wish her the best of luck. Once again, this episode is brought to you by Flatline Digital. Their information will be in the show notes. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Get to college athletics, got a story to tell. Coach Wilson on the mic, making dreams swell. From 7 miles in the D to athletes worldwide, talking journey, struggles, hustle, and pride. Get to college athletics, yeah, you be making it known. Every journey, every climb, they're never alone. Coach Wilson in the chair, straight from Detroit streets, bringing that 7 mile fire, no defeat.